Hey, welcome to Hebrew Readers Church. Thank you all for joining us again on this wonderful Shabbat day. I'm your brother Zachwan, it's your brother Kasafo. And we have a great lesson for you guys, Christ's Kingdom to Come. This is a continuation from the lesson that we just did prior, the afflictions after the 1260 days. If you haven't seen that lesson, please go back and check it out so that you can be a little bit familiar with what we're going into on this lesson. Without any holdups, Brother Kasafo, you got anything before we get started?
Just remember the Feast of New Moon for fall season is coming next Sabbath, and the day after will be the day of the Feast of Trumpets. So make your preparations beforehand and look forward to enjoying the feast with you guys, Ahaya willing.
And just so you know, everybody, that you can cook on both of those feast days. On the Feast of New Moon, even though it falls on a regular Sabbath day, you can actually cook on it because it's actually a feast day. And the blowing memorial blowing of trumpets, you can cook on that day as well.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Membership.
you wanna go over that again on this one?
Uh,
Oh
I
yeah,
figure for
just
people, right.
sure. Repetition, there's nothing wrong with repetition. Just so everybody knows, if you do want to be a member of Hebrew Readers Church, please send it to email at HebrewReaders@gmail.com, or go on the website or write in the chat below. We will reach out to you and tell you what you need to do in order to be a member. We will welcome you and we will thank you. We will love you that you will be a member of Hebrew Readers Church. And there are many perks of being a member. We're not the type of people, and it's not our information to withhold as far as doctrines and biblical understanding. We're not going to withhold any of that, even to our members. So, but you do have other perks that are great. Ahaya, be gracious, and may He continue to allow us to do the work.
Amen. So, from the last lesson, you've seen that all those things had to come first for then Christ to come after. Now let's look into that to see how it will be and how his kingdom shall be. This lesson is to see what shall come upon Christ's return and how his kingdom shall be and what shall come to pass after that. Apocalypse of Peter, the Bondlean leaf, please. This is from the Ethiopian text. Can you read that portion, please?
Okay. And when the Lord was seated upon the Mount of Olives, his disciples came unto him, and we besought and entreated him severally, and prayed him, saying unto him, Declare unto us what are the signs of thy coming, and of the end of the world, that we may perceive and mark the time of thy coming, and instruct them that come after us, unto whom we preach the word of thy gospel, and whom we set over in thy church, that they, when they hear it, may take heed to themselves, and mark the time of thy coming. And our Lord answered us, saying, Take heed that no man deceive you, and that ye be not doubters, and serve other Elohims. Many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ. Believe them not, neither draw near unto them. For the coming of the Son of Elohim shall not be plain or foreseen, but as the lightning that shineth from the east unto the west, so will I come upon the clouds of heaven with a great host in my majesty. With my cross going before my face will I come in my majesty. Shining sevenfold more than the sun will I come in my majesty with all my saints, mine angels, mine holy angels. And my Father shall set a crown upon my head, that I may judge the quick and the dead, and recompense every man according to his works.
Those are important details to know how his coming will look. You notice he talked of his majesty a few times, of the glory and the shining that he shall come in, and his cross coming before him, so we'll know what to look for. Let's see what else shall happen in this time. Can you read Second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 25 to 38, please?
2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 25. This is the meaning of the vision, where thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom Elohim, the highest, hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest, that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, thy days come, when the Most High will begin to deliver them upon the earth. And he shall come to, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when the things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead the battle that they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overthrow him by fighting. And he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me.
We need to know when all this shall be. Because we see there's going to be everybody's fighting against each other. They're going to hear his voice as he's coming. And now we know what glory he's coming in from hearing how his majesty will be. They're going to turn and all seek to overcome him by fighting. And he's going to destroy them all by the fiery law. When will these things be? Let's get understanding. 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 28, please.
For my son Yache shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice with him 400 years.
The end of this world, when Christ comes, will be within the 400 years prophesied to Abraham. Now we know the two signs to know when we are within the last 1335 days from prior lessons. But when will his coming actually be within the 1335 days of these last 400 years? Let's find out. Ascension of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 14, please.
And after 1,332 days, the Lord will come with his angels and with the hosts of his saints from the seventh heaven with the glory of the seventh heaven. And he will drag Beliar and his hosts also into Gehenna.
So it will be after the 1332nd day. At some point, he's going to come. So we'll know not to expect him before that time. And he will drag Beliar and bound him in chains into the pit. Can you read Revelation chapter 20, verse 1 to 3, please?
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
His hosts of evil angels and the kings of the earth will be shut up in prison with him. Can you read Isaiah chapter 24, verse 21 to 23, please?
And it shall come to pass in that day that Ahijah shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together, as prisoners are gathered in a pit. As prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's my bad.
That's okay.
Let me see. After many days, after the 1,000 years, they'll be visited. Continue, please.
Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the higher of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously.
Let's see what else Christ will do. Can you read Ascension of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 15 and 16, please?
And he would give rest of the poorest, whom he finds in the body of this world, but the sun will be ashamed. And to all who because of their faith in him have cursed Beliar and his kings, but the saints will come with the Lord with their robes, which are stored up in the seventh heaven above. With the Lord will come those whose spirits are clothed. They will descend and be present in the world. And the Lord will strengthen those who are found in the body, together with the saints, in the robes of the saints, and will serve those who have kept watch in this world.
Those good martyrs who died at the hands of the false prophet shall be there with the rest of the saints. Can you read Revelation chapter 20, verse 4, please?
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yache, and for the word of Elohim, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
After the devil and his hosts are cast down, Christ shall summon all nations that are left. Can you read 2nd Baruch chapter 72, verse 1 to 6, please?
Here now also regarding the bright lightning, which is to come at the consummation after the black waters. This is the world, after the signs have come, of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent. And the time of my Messiah is come. He shall both summon all the nations, and some of them he shall spare, and some of them he shall slay. These things therefore shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which knows not Israel, and hath not trodden down the seed of Jacob, shall indeed be spared. And this because some out of every nation shall be subjected to thy people. But all those who are ruled over you, or have known you, shall be given up to the sword.
All right.
And it
Can you continue?
oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
chapter
Go
73,
ahead.
verse 1. Go ahead, chapter 73, verse 1, please.
And it shall come to pass, when he hath brought low everything that is in the world, and has set down in peace for the age on the throne of his kingdom, that joy shall then be revealed, and rest shall appear.
Zach, is the stream on YouTube going?
It
Let me
is.
check. Okay, it's good. All right. This is the true Sabbath of rest that the believers are looking for. Can you read 2nd Baruch chapter 73, verse 2 to 6, please?
And then healing shall descend and dew, and disease shall withdraw, and anxiety and anguish and lamentation pass from amongst men, and gladness proceed through the whole earth. And no one shall again die untimely, nor shall any adversity suddenly befall. And judgments and abusive talk, and contentions, and revenges, and blood, and passions, and envy, and hatred, and whatsoever things are like these shall go into condemnation when they are removed. For it is these very things which have filled this world with evils, and on account of these the life of man hath been greatly troubled. And wild beasts shall come from the forest and minister unto men, and asps and dragons shall come forth from their holes to submit themselves to a little child.
This is what Isaiah was speaking of to come in the kingdom as well, to know that the testimonies of Baruch are true. Can you read Isaiah chapter 11, verse 6 to 9, please?
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones also shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of an asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Ahia, as the waters cover the sea.
We see that peace shall reign when the knowledge of Ahaya is in the earth. Let's continue to see what the blessings of the kingdom of Christ are. Can you read 2nd Baruch chapter 73, verse 7, please?
And women shall no longer then have pain when they bear, nor shall they suffer torment when they yield the fruit of the womb.
Without those birth pains, people shall have plenty of children in those days. Can you read Enoch chapter 10, verse 17?
And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children.
Though the 144,000 will be a remnant to escape in the end, along with those daughters of Zion that will watch, those families will beget thousands of children unto those respective tribes of Israel to build the house of Israel, like Rachel and Leah did. Now, let's see what else shall be in the kingdom of Christ. Can you read 2nd Baruch, chapter 74, verse 1, please?
And it shall come to pass in those days that the reapers shall not grow weary, nor those that build be toil worn. For the works shall be of themselves speedily advanced together with those who do them in much tranquility.
The Gentiles working peacefully will till the earth in righteousness. Can you read Enoch chapter 10, verse 18 and 19, please?
And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall be all planted with trees, and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it. And the vine which they planted thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. All people shall be
All
learning. Oh, I'm sorry.
my bad.
Yeah, got me right there.
You see all the fruits and the luxuries that are going to be there, and Lord willing, I make it. I personally like mangoes. Hopefully, I get to taste some of those. What about you, Zachar?
I'm a pomegranate man.
All right. All people shall be learning righteousness and be tranquil. Can you read Micah chapter 4, verse 1 to 4, please?
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Ahia shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of Ahia, and to the house of Elohim of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Ahia from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under his vine, and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of Ahia of hosts hath spoken it.
Interesting. You see, the answer to race war is the knowledge of Elohim being in the earth to take away all the afflictions here going on. And why shall this time in the kingdom of Christ be like this? Can you read 2nd Baruch chapter 74, verse 2 to 3, please?
For that time is the consummation of that which is corruptible, and the beginning of that which is not corruptible. Therefore those things which were predicted shall belong to it. Therefore, it is far away from evils, and near to those things which die not.
All right. Let's see what other luxuries await the righteous. Can you read Apocalypse of Paul, chapter 21 and chapter 22, please?
Apocalypse of Paul, chapter 21. And suddenly I went out of heaven, and I understood that it is the light of heaven which lightens all the earth. For the land there is 7 times brighter than silver. And I said, Lord, what is this place? And he said to me, This is the land of promise. Hast thou never heard what is written? Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The souls, therefore, of the just, when they have gone out of the body, are meanwhile dismissed to this place. And I said to the angel, Then this land will be manifested before the time. And the angel answered and said to me, When Christ, whom thou preachest, shall come to reign, then, by the sentence of Elohim, the first earth will be dissolved, and this land of promise will then be revealed. And it will be like dew or cloud, and then Lord Yache Christ, the eternal King, the King eternal, will be manifested and will come with all his saints to dwell in it. And he will reign over them 1,000 years, and they will eat of the good things which I shall not show unto thee. And I looked around upon that land, and I saw a river flowing of milk and honey. And there were trees planted by the bank of the river, full of fruit. Moreover, each single tree bore 12 fruits in the year, having various and diverse fruits. And I saw the created things which are in that place, and all the work of Elohim. And I saw their palms of 20 cubits, but others of 10 cubits. And that land was 7 times brighter than silver. And there were trees full of fruits from the roots to the highest branches, of 10,000 fruits of palms upon 10,000 fruits. The grapevines, moreover, had 10,000 plants. Moreover, in the single vines, there were 10,000 bunches, and each of these 1,000 single grapes. Moreover, these single trees bore 1,000 fruits. And I said to the angel, Why doth each tree bear 1,000 fruits? And the angel answered and said unto me, Because the Lord Elohim giveth an abounding flood of gifts to the worthy, because they also of their own will afflict themselves when they were placed in the world, doing all things on account of his holy name.
Each man and woman has to choose this affliction of soul to do right by themselves. We can't make anyone want it or make anyone do it. It's the Lord who turns the hearts unto him. So prayer for ourselves and them while focusing on our own battle within will get us to these good things to come. Continue, please.
Where am I at?
And again,
Oh,
I
okay,
said
there
to
it is.
the angel,
And again I said to the angel, Sir, are these the only promises which the most holy Elohim makes? And he answered and said unto me, No, there are 7 times greater than these. But I say unto thee, that when the just go out of the body, they shall see the promises and the good things which Elohim has prepared for them.
keep that in mind, those 7 times greater and the things that they shall see when they come out of the body for the next lesson. But for now, let's see what other good things are prepared for them. Can you read Enoch chapter 24, verse 1 to 6, please?
The book of Enoch, chapter 24, verse 1. And from thence I went to another place of the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire, which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it, and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other. And the stones thereof were magnificent and beautiful, magnificent as a whole, of glorious appearance and fair exterior. 3 towards the east, and one founded on the other, and 3 toward the south, one upon the other. And deep rough revenges, no one of which joined with any other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled them, in height resembling the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircled the throne, and amongst them was a tree such as I had never yet smelled, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrances, and its leaves and blooms and wood wither not forever. And its fruits is beautiful, and its fruit resembles the dates of a palm. Then I said, how beautiful is this tree, the fragrant, and its leaves are fair, and it blooms very delightful in appearance. Then answered Michael, one of the holy and honored angels, who was with me, and was their leader. And he said unto me, Enoch, why doest thou ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree? And why doest thou wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree. And he answered, saying, this high mountain which thou hast seen, whose summit is like the throne of Elohim, is his throne, where the Holy Great One and the Lord of Glory, the Eternal King, will sit, when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring everything to its consummation forever. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy.
So there we see for confirmation that people will still be flesh and blood in the kingdom of Christ, bearing children and all. It won't be till after the great judgment that comes, after the 1,000-year reign, wherein the righteous will become immortal in the kingdom of Elohim, the kingdom of Christ. That is, the kingdom of Christ is preparing creation for that time of immortality to come. Let's continue to learn about that tree in Christ's kingdom. Continue, please.
Verse 5.
Chapter
The book of
25.
Enoch, chapter 25, verse 5. I got you, brother. Its fruit shall be for food to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of the Lord, the eternal King. Then shall they rejoice with joy and be glad. And into the holy place shall they enter, and its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as thy fathers lived. And in their days shall no sorrow or plague or torment or calamity touch them. Then blessed I, the Elohim of glory, the eternal King, who hath prepared such things for the righteous, and has created them and promised to give to them.
So there we see Enoch blessing Yache, and understand that tree, its fragrance entered into people's bones, is what's going to make them live a long time, to know that men will still be mortal in the kingdom of Christ. These are the good things for mankind in the first resurrection. Can you read Revelation chapter 20, verse 5 to 6, please?
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of Elohim and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
As you know, Israel will minister in the kingdom. We discussed this in the lesson on the 144,000 under Christ. Can you read Isaiah chapter 61, verse 6, please?
But ye shall be named the priests of Ahiah. Men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
Notice, the men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim, because all nations will be serving Ahaya Elohim, and all nations will have one Elohim, one language, and law in the kingdom of Christ. Can you read Gad the seer, chapter 2, verse 9 to 13, please?
Gad the seer, chapter 2, verse 9. Be joyful and glad, remnant of Judah, and rejected of Israel, for salvation is with Ahiah. As ye shall be a curse and blasphemy to all the families of the earth, so shall you be a blessing and grace forever. At that time, no cursed or unholy people would be found among you. For everyone would join you in the covenant in the law, testimony, statutes, and ordinances. And you and they shall have one Elohim, one covenant, one law, one language. For all shall speak in the Jews' language, the holy language.
The kingdom will be peaceful, but mankind will still have free will to serve Ahaya or not, just like those who choose to afflict themselves in this world. Can you read Sirach chapter 15, verse 14 to 17, please?
He himself made man from the beginning, and left him in the hand of his counsel. If thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he hath set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him.
Hopefully, this helps understand his gentleness to give every man love for him because he is a lover of souls.
You
Can you
just
read
came back in,
wisdom of
Casa.
Solomon?
You got broke up. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully, this helps understand his gentleness to give men free will, not forcing his creature to do anything, but giving all the opportunity to choose their obedience out of love for him because he is a lover of souls. Can you read Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 22 to 26, please?
Sure. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 22. For the whole world before thee is as a little grain of the balance, yea, as a drop of morning dew that floweth down upon the earth. But thou hast mercy upon all. For thou canst do all things, and winkest at the sins of men because they should amend. For thou lovest all the things that are, and abhorrest nothing which thou hast made. For never wouldst thou have made anything if thou hadst hated it. How could anything have endured if it had not been thy will, or been preserved if thou called it by thee? But thou sparest all, for they are thine, O Lord, thou lover of souls.
As a father loveth his children, there is chastening still in the kingdom if we aren't agreeable to his desire. Can you read Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16 to 21, please?
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, Ahaya of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, Ahaya of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And of the family of Egypt, and if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith Ahaya will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt, and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles. In that day shall there be upon the bales of the horses holiness unto the Lord, and the pots of Ahaya's house shall be at the bowls before the altar. Yea, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto Ahaya of hosts. And all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them, and see if therein. And in the day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of Ahaya of hosts.
The sons of Levi will still be doing animal sacrifices in the kingdom of Christ. Can you read Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 18 to 22, please?
Neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me to offer burnt offerings, and to kindle meat offerings, and to do sacrifices continually. And the word of Ahaya came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith Ahaya, if ye can break my covenant of the day, and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, and he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites the priests my ministers. As the hosts of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me.
As you now know, they will have thousands of children, so the tribes will be multiplied. The Gentiles will also offer incense to the name of Ahaya around the world. Can you read Malachi chapter 1, verse 11, please?
For from the rising of the sun even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles. And in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering. For my name shall be great among the heathen, saith Ahaya of hosts.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 6 to 8, please.
Also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Ahaya to serve him, and to love the name of Ahaya, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant. Even them will I bring into my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. The burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar, for mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. The Lord Elohim, which gathereth the outcasts of Israel, saith, Yet will I gather others to him, besides those that are gathered unto him.
There we see indeed the knowledge of Allah. The knowledge of Ahaya will be in all the world. And hopefully it helps understand the kingdom of Christ to come. All right.
One thing I wanted to touch on. It was in Gad the seer. It was Gad the seer, chapter 2, verse 10. He said, As ye shall be a curse and a blasphemy to all the families of the earth, so shall ye be a blessing and grace forever. I thought that was very interesting, seeing how everyone looks at Israelites or anyone of any of the nations of Israel, how we're always looked down upon, and how we're promoted through films and music and anything you can think of. We're really we're like a blasphemy to all the other nations, and a lot of them don't want to deal with us or have any dealings with us or integrate us into their families because of how we seem to be a curse to everybody. I was seeing a post of, I guess, some Japhetites, and they were posting about black people in general, and how they were speaking on why do black people get beat? Why are black people getting killed? Like they didn't understand, and it was like why. I mean, they just had so many questions like why are black people so stupid? And I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just literally saying what they were saying. Um, the way that we're portrayed in the earth doesn't help our situation. And people already have all the nations have a past judgment on us, even before they even get to know any of us individually, because a lot of them don't want to deal with us at all. To have a friend that's black or another one of the tribes, to even see if it's true or not. So the odds were against us in every aspect. That's why it was so interesting to see David write this. He said, And ye shall be a curse and a blasphemy to all the families of the earth. We're living it. So, but he also said, So shall you be a blessing and grace forever. So he knew that we would come out of it and that we will actually be a holy people together again. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Thanks for sharing.
Because it says, At that time, no cursed or unholy people will be found among you. So that's crazy.
The whole house will be cleansed.
All right.
Levi touched on how wisdom would cause us to have a friend no matter where we went and protect us no matter where we went. So tying it in with the law, faith in Yache and the fruits of the spirit is our lack of obedience to the faith of Christ has us in these curses today. So thankfully that makes it simple to know what will bring us out of it.
Shalom, Sister Letta. How are you doing today? Makala, Brother Makala, Shalom, brother. Brother Johnny Mendez. If anybody has any questions regarding this lesson, please write in the chat. We'd love to answer it, or send us an email at Hebrewreaders@gmail.com. I know it's a little lengthy. It wasn't that bad. We'll give you guys a moment. Let me see. Babakuya, Shabbat Shalom family. Hope you're doing well. All right, if anybody's typing, please let us know. We don't want to cut the stream off and you're actually writing your question. All right. Can you explain Second Esdras 7 and 26 through 33? 7 and 26.
26 to 33. um, Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 26 to 33. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth. Yache is going to bring her. In the book of Ascension of Isaiah, it tells of how Isaiah saw the angel of the church that shall be summoned in the last days. It's Ascension of Isaiah. See if I can find it, the precept there. Fly, leave me alone. Church. In Ascension of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 15, it says, the descent of the angel of the church, which is in the heavens, whom he will summon in the last days. So she's actually going to be revealed as Esdras was being told of. Continue in Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 27. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. We're going to see the wonders to come with Christ coming. For my son Yache shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. Listen, Yache's second coming is going to be within the 400 years that was prophesied to Abraham. Yes, Abraham, the 400 years, it was done with from Isaac unto the Israelites leaving after 210 years in captivity in Egypt. We discussed that in the lesson in the End Times playlist, the 400-year prophecy. Also, that prophecy was not finished. It had to be fulfilled. It has to be fulfilled here in these end times, and Christ will come and do it. Now, the angel is speaking to Ezra of things to come, but not everything is exactly in order. This next part, after these years shall my son Christ die, and all that have life. That Christ came and did that in the flesh when he came to die on the cross. And all that have life die to themselves by the baptism. We know Romans chapter 6 talks about we are dead unto Christ to live unto Eliam. Then the angel tells us what's coming after Christ's reign. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain. After Christ's kingdom, no flesh and blood is going to remain. This is the judgment. This is what's coming after his reign. After 7 days, the world that yet awaketh not shall be raised up, and that shall die that is corrupt. The world that yet awaketh not is the kingdom of Elohim, the world of immortality, the world of incorruption. And everything that is corrupt is going to die. Flesh and blood will be no more. And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her, and so shall the dust those that dwell in silence. And the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. This is the second resurrection, when all men shall be raised from the dead, every single person that ever lived to come to the great judgment. And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery stay, and the long suffering shall have, but judgment only shall remain. Truth shall stand, and faith shall rock strong. That's where everyone is going to see each other, flesh and blood, see people that are related to and such. And then the judgment is going to come. And we're actually going to discuss the judgment and everything in the next lesson. So hopefully that helps understand the second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 26 to 33.
Thank you, Brother Babakuya. I be praised for the music. Holy Sabbath delight, brothers. I like these lessons. Keep them coming. Is there a list of all the books you read from and where I can purchase them? Yes, Brother William Joseph. You can go on the website, www.hebrewreaders.com, and you can download all the books that we use for free. Free! There you go. All right.
The book Second Ezra's, the 70 missing verses, Second Ezra's, and the book of Enoch. I was looking through that, found a typo. Got to fix it on the website. So hopefully I'll get that fixed today.
All right. Hiya willing.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank everybody. If there's any other questions you have, please just send us an email to Hebrewreaders@gmail.com. You're welcome, Brother Joseph. And we wish everybody a wonderful Sabbath. You got anything before we go, Brother Casa?
Don't forget, Feast of New Moon this weekend coming, the next weekend here coming up, September 4th and 5th, is the new moon of fall and the Feast of Trumpets on the 5th. Make preparations beforehand to get cooking and enjoying the Sabbath and the holy day. Ahaya willing.
So you need double food and double drink.
Yes.
All right, everybody. If you have any questions about the feast days coming up, please send us an email, and we'll gladly correct anything just so you can make sure that you're keeping it the proper way.
Yeah.
With that being stated, shout out to the Challen family. We love y'all, and we hope y'all have a wonderful Sabbath day and that Ahaya keeps you through the week. Peace, everybody.